Guys, one way or another, the weather in a different way simply does not make it possible to shoot a normal video with a continuation of this project. Everyone strengthened everything. They did it in such a way that it must probably withstand the pressure of the foam. Because when we pour the foam into this space that we left, most likely it will expand it, of course. But it will expand as the foam increases in volume. And today, we closed the gate. I did everything possible to make you comfortable watching this video. And we even bought such a spotlight. You can all remember what kind of light we have before the guys. I'll just take and spend a few seconds of this video to show what has changed. Look, in such an environment like this, it's simply impossible to work because you can't see anything at all. And you have to work in such an environment because it's raining and windy outside. And we closed the gate on purpose so that all this would not interfere with us. And this design is also that it doesn't fall apart. Here's our spotlight. I want to show you this is not an advertisement. It's just that we bought it so that it would be convenient for you to watch this video and see how everything changes drastically. Nothing you can see, nothing like this. Right at the expense of work. I imagine how you could see it, and look how everything changes when we take such a thing and insert this one and a new European socket right there. Just so European that I can't understand anything. And see, look how everything is drastically changing if we are working, lads. And in order to fill this whole structure, we have it large in sizes and rather big. We bought so many balloons and foam. We bought, of course, all this in stock. Most likely there will even be a lot here. But we bought it in order so that in case something happens, if we miss when we fill it all up slowly, if we don't have enough, don't leave everything here because the foam freezes, so that we don't fly to the store in the process of all this. So we took a reserve, friends, and for good. It's already necessary to start, but I'm a little stream, because I want the best. It turns out as always, and we're all superfluous. We just clean up our workplace to where it won't interfere with us, and take one bottle, and start shaking it well so that everything components, the elements that are in the balloon, so that they are all perfectly dangled and mixed so that we then have a good liquid for processing well. Nevertheless, I won't delay your time. I'll just do it myself. So guys, and still moved her spotlight camera. Decided do not touch because the spotlight still creates a shadow. I stand for a debt later, which turns out to be closed by the spotlight itself. So it's not best when the spotlight is at the top. I somehow see the situation that is happening. I understand that you may not be able to see everything on the camera. I really said so that it would be at least somehow more effective. The eyes are really afraid of the guys, because I'm a little worried that this whole structure will start to fall apart. There's really no assistant. Damn it. And it's a shame. But nevertheless, let's start. I will lower the tube all the way down into the structure in order to start pour foam from the very bottom. Since the structure is deep enough and the tube is short enough, damn, that's the whole problem. Let's start. Music. Friends, it turned out a little because I didn't expect it at all, but nevertheless, the structure does not expand, it does not crush. Nevertheless, it was reinforced for fame, for reason, I don't know what to call it. Well, these places will still need to be up to a penny where there is little foam. You can see right now where there is very little of it. Singing what we need to the stump in these places we still need to foam, because we shouldn't live in such a way that we have somewhere. Foam is still not enough here. Performance, Let it be better superfluous than later there will be less of it with such movements, guys. Not all of this was done by the garage now. I'll just clean it up. I didn't expect it to jump out like that. We want to briefly show you what came of it. Look, in general, the structure didn't crush it. It didn't destroy it. Here's the structure. The only structures left are this is superfluous foam. It should have been superfluous. Look like this, how is? The noise, Derek, what kind of? Yes, of course, I littered the car with a sickly one along with the car. Of course, I littered the garage one, however. We won't touch it until then. When it dries, it's just lumpy. It will be easier to tear it off with pieces of it than it is now. Only now you can get your hands dirty. Nevertheless, look, it turned out like a form. She takes the form. Now back to the porridge of weeks. The form flew off. She took her own, and this cannot but rejoice because there are places in from. For example, these are the places where you and I see right through the Scotch pen, and this cannot but please me further. This little moment pleases me. Here we have a window under the lock cylinder, and there we also observe a little, of course, but we observe the foam, and this is very cool. This is suggested to us by the fact that the foam, nevertheless, expanding, filled all the places that it was supposed to. Remember, it's not visible here. It's a pity that it's not visible. But nevertheless, we'll think about the fact that here under the box we have a full-fledged layer of foam. If it doesn't even go, I bought a spare cylinder with which we then all forms all the holes in the pass. After we open this cardboard, we will foam all these holes in the pass and wait a little longer now for the wheelbarrow. I think we won't bother for 2 days, even 3, then we'll come and clean it all up and start opening the form with you. That is, I'll shoot this whole cardboard. Yes, guys, now it looks ridiculous because all this creeps out. Everything superfluous still crawls out, but nevertheless, if you like this video and you will happy to wait for the next series, be sure to subscribe to the channel and wait for the video clip with this car, because after that we will shoot all this cardboard and give it a shape and make it a single hole along with the body for everyone.